This is the feature race, and the guys are already readying up, so I'm a little bit slow tonight on getting the stream sorted out. So I'll quickly just get that into the Discord channel so everyone can see it. So this is the 50% feature race. So everyone will just need a minute just to get themselves in their setups and everything sorted out. And then we'll be back underway. Just waiting for guys to select tyres currently. What would be really nice is if one of the guys can just take a moment just to let me know what the weather might be like during the course of the race, because knowing what the weather might be like is definitely helpful to me here on comms. So we're just waiting for the guys. They're just getting themselves all sorted out and set up for their race, as I'm just trying to find out what the weather's going to be like. So I'm being told it will be dry, so that's good. Just 1 second while we're waiting for the guys. So we have everyone back in then. We've got Blumchum, Grimmy, Angry Dutch Guy, Joseph, Quick Killers and Battlesea Mini are all starting on the medium tyres. Everybody else will be starting on the soft compound. This is going to be 27 laps, once again around Monza in Italy. And as we've seen, it is very, very easy for these guys to crash, especially on the first Lesmo, which is where they're just coming through now, and around Ascari at the other end of this straight. They're two very, very common places for incidents to occur or mistakes to occur. So predicted pit stop strategy: soft medium or soft hard. Soft medium 11:13 and soft hard 10:13. So the guys are just coming back around to the starting grid, as that is a very, very sideways Ferrari. I'm not sure which one of the two Ferraris that was. That was Blumchum, who has now dropped way down the grid there. Doesn't look like he's got himself any damage there, so he's a very, very lucky boy. That could have been a whole lot worse for him. So hopefully that is, yep, the guys at the back are just getting into their grid positions. And then I'm going to jump back on with Mad Max, who will be starting from the front. And hopefully we should get lights, although the game's decided we're on lap 2 already. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And again, quite a long wait, but they're out now. And Everybody seems to have got a fairly good start there. A couple of positions being changed already. Oh, the two Alpha Tauris just come together there. Because I think that's RP Light just gets shunted. Oh, sorry, does shunt his own teammate, Drukam. I got my mistake there. So again, it's saying soft, medium or soft hard, 11-13 for the mediums and 10-13 for the hards. So it is exactly the same as we'd already had. There's a couple of guys that are just getting a bit out of shape there. Blumtrum is dropping positions. As we've already got Jimmer out. Jimmer has lost it at the chicane. So 3 times in a row tonight now, Jimmo out of the race as we have a virtual safety car. This has not been a good night for Jimmer at all. He's now 3 for 3. Surely that's got to be some kind of league record. So we are still under virtual safety car conditions. And Lewis gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. As Lewis, Grimmy, hang on a second because there's a lot there. RP Lie and Connor are all in the pits as Lewis is retired in the pits as well. Not entirely sure why, but we are green again and we are racing. As Blumtrum's gone a bit wide there. He's just lost a couple of positions on the restart. Have a look at the positional changes. So Ryan and Z-Mini are both up 8 places. Joseph's up 7. We've got Connor and Grimmy both down 7 positions now. Sir Jake is now leading though. With Mad Max there in P2. And Mad Max has lost the lead to Sir Jake. Not too sure why he stayed in 8th there. I think I would have dropped down to 7th personally. But he is closing that gap very, very slowly to Sir Jake as we have a yellow flag sector 2. I think that's Connor. It is. Connor has lost it at Lesmo 1. So he is right at the back now. As Sir Jake did pick up the fastest lap, but that was instantly beaten by Mad Max and then beaten again by Joseph. A 1:24.6 is now the fastest lap. As DRS is now enabled. So some of these guys that are really close to the guy in front could be looking for a move soon. So we'll stay on board with this little battle at the front. Mr. JC is now in the pits. And I completely forgot to turn off my spectator menu. Good work from me there again. Ooh, little bit of a wobble there from Sir Max. Sorry, Mad Max. Sir Jake's in front of him. Just getting it all wrong tonight. As Connor seems to have just made a move on RP Live at the chicane. So let's see who we've got close. Z-Mini is close to the back of Ryan. And he had DRS there, which was dragging him just a little closer as they come up to Ascari. I wonder if there's going to be any sort of team orders here, because these two are teammates. Is Ryan going to allow Z-Mini past? Let's see what tyres are on. Z-Mini is on the mediums, a slower compound tyre, but he has seemed to be travelling a lot faster. Zay Riley now picks up the fastest lap with a 23.4. The Red Bulls don't appear to be making life easy for each other there. So this is the closest battle on track at the minute with the two Red Bulls. It doesn't look like there's any sort of team orders going on here. These two are going to go for it. They're going to have to fight each other. No multi-21 here tonight. As around Lesmos again, as we have a yellow flag sector 2, that is Quick Killer out. See if I can pick up where that is, and that is a full course safety car now as well. So that is a full course safety car as Quick Killers has crashed, and wow, that is just before the first Lesmo. It looks like he's lost it out of the chicane. Judging by where his car was around here, it looks like he got onto the grass maybe and ended up sideways. That's unfortunate for Quick Killer there. But that does now mean that Sir Jake will have his lead cut, as he hasn't pitted, nor has Joseph, but Mad Max has, Drewcam has, and Ryan has. Everyone else so far has stayed out. Blumchum's now in the pits. See what Error does. Error's going into the pits. So Grim is next, but I do believe he's recently made a stop. He has. Everyone behind there has stopped already, so his back four probably won't stop, as that's Grimmy not stopping. Connor's coming around. Connor is stopping though. His RP Light isn't. Let's see what Mr. JC does. I doubt he's going to stop, because I'm sure he's just put on those soft tyres. But this is the sort of point where you could potentially carry a set of hards to the finish. So let's see what tyres people are throwing on. So Blumchum has gone onto the hards. Everybody else seems to have gone onto the medium tyres, as Connor has also put on the hards as well. And Mad Max has gone onto the softs. So there's quite an array of tyres going on here. So we will just be waiting for Connor to catch up with a safety car. So I do believe we will have at least one more lap of safety car, because there's no way he's going to catch up before they get to the end, as he's just gone through the second chicane and heading through Lesmos. But on the plus side for him is his tyres will be nice and warm. They won't really have time to cool down again before the safety car comes back in. So this is going to be advantage to Connor here on Mr. JC and RP ahead of him. Ooh, it looked like his tail stepped a little then, as he entered the Ascari. So the safety car is down at turn 1 and 2 now, as he's just round in the last turn. So I do believe these guys will have time, as Error's dropped into the pits. What has Error dropped into the pits for, I wonder? Just a fresh set of tyres maybe. He's gone on to the softs, which means he is going to have to make another stop. So these guys at the back are almost on the back of the safety car here, so it should, if they get a little bit of a wiggle on here, it should tell us it's coming in just about as we get into Ascari. So it will be on Sir Jake to get us back underway again. But both Sir Jake and A. Riley are on partially worn soft, so their softs probably aren't going to last a whole lot longer. Maybe another 5 or 6 laps, as we do have safety car in this lap. So it's entirely on Sir Jake now to back all these guys up. Doesn't seem to be backing them up very much though. Would have backed them up a little bit more than this, personally. Joseph just sitting on the back of him there. The safety car's only just out of sight around this corner. And there goes Sir Jake. He hasn't got a very good leap there on Joseph, because he left it so late. He just didn't back them up enough to allow the safety car to get in time. Joseph thought about a move, but Sir Jake did just about have it covered as he goes deep and cuts the corner, and then does concede the position. I think he might lose out here to A. Riley as well. That's a very nice looking Alpine. That is another position lost, I think. Oh no, he stayed on the inside. Oh, has a little bit of a tail wobble there as well. Let's see what else is happening. As we have Grimmy losing places and Z-Mini losing places as well. Something's just happened between those guys. Oh, Connor just losing the tail there in front of Blumchum. He's not what he wants. Blumchum is making a move here as well. And now he decides the better of that. Although Connor does go deep into Ascari, and Ryan picks up 3 seconds for exceeding track limits. This is Blumchum going to have another run at Connor, and they are on the same compound of tyre as Blumchum does go on the inside, forcing Connor around the outside, and he loses time there. So that's Error and RP Live were switching places as RP Live and Grimmy both pit. I wonder if there's damage to any of their cars. There was a big sudden movement of positions for a couple of these drivers. So Grimm is definitely taking a win. It looks like RP Live might have done, but I couldn't see because of the angle. So let's see what else is happening. A bit of a train appearing here just behind Angry Dutch guys. Blumchum's just made a move on Error, and so has Connor. So has Error got damage or something? Because he just seems to be drifting wide there. No, his car looks okay. His A. Riley's just like start to Mad Max, I believe. He has. That is move done on the way into Ascari. Joseph, somewhere along the lines here, has actually made a move on Sir Jake as well. And we have a yellow flag sector 2. So who have we lost there? That is RP Live again. Seems to be having some sort of difficulty as DRS is enabled apparently. So that's because the guys at the front have just crossed the start finish line. Blumchum and Connor tussling for position back there. Let's just drop on with that because there's not a lot else happening right now. Everyone's close but not really making moves currently, apart from these two that are going at it. Oh, that was unfortunate for Connor. Oh, was Blumchum's just gone into the wall. Again, he's escaped with no damage, or no visible damage. Because I think that's Error? Yeah, that was Error right off way at the back there. Because Ryan's made a move on Blumchum here. I wonder if Blumchum has got any damage, but it's just not visible damage. So he appears to have both his end plates. No problems there. No, because he'll hit and he'll take a new wing. It's confusing with Blumchum and Grimmy because they're both running number 89. I'm trying to work out which one of those Ferraris is which. As Mad Max is making a move here on Drew. He's going to have to go outside and then inside. A little bit of wheel banging between the two of them, but Drew Cam seems to have come out of that ahead. As we have a yellow flag sector 3. I think that's RP Live again. It is. RP Live seems to have just lost it out of Ascari and lost his front wing. As Blumchum has pitted, so he may have taken a new wing there. Maybe there was damage, but non-visible damage. Typical Cody game. As Z-Mini has just made a move on Connor there as well, which I missed, seeing what was happening with the pits. So Angry Dutch Guy there sitting in P3. He's on the back of Sir Jake. As RP Lai has retired in the pits now. He's had enough. He's just had a rotten run of luck around here. But this yellow flag here could hinder the guys as they come up towards the DRS zone. So that is yellow flag conditions. And now they're outside of it, so they would have been able to make a move now, but it's too late. It's unfortunate when yellow flags hinder you like that, but I don't think either of these guys were going to be close enough anyway. As A. Riley's looking for a move here around the outside of Drew Cam. And he is hanging him right around the outside. That's going to put him on the inside for the chicane. No, he's backed out of it. Took a little bit of curb there as well. Those curbs are mean. You don't want to be on those. A. Riley's still sitting on this. Maybe he'll get a chance here. There's Aero picks up 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Seems to be a lot of movement there from Drew Cam. Just a little weaving. But that is the move done. Z-Mini is now on the back of Mr. JC as well. Don't think he's going to be close enough now, but he will maybe have a run under DRS in a second. As it rounds this last corner, as Mr. JC goes really wide. This is going to be a move before the DRS. That's moved before the DRS activation line. So that is going to be Z-Mini just driving away there. As Connor, I think, has just had Ryan make a move on him, but he's taken that position back. Almost got a little bit out of shape there on the exit of the chicane as well. Very easy to do on the hard compound tyres. I'm not a fan of them personally. So Mr. JC there is still trying to sit on the back of Z-Mini, but he is losing ground. He's just outside the 1 second window now. As Ryan also drops outside the 1 second window on Connor as well. In fact, Connor may be the only person here to get DRS. No, maybe not. No, Ryan had DRS, he was the only one to have it. As Mad Max is going slow on the exit of Ascari and has no front wing. So that's another victim of Ascari tonight. Just trying to make up the ground there on Sir Jake ahead of him, but he's running very low on ERS. So Jake's got around 48%, and Joseph at the front has almost 80% ERS. As we have Mad Max and Mr. JC in the pits. So Drew is sticking to the back of A. Riley here, within about 7/10. So he may think about a move here towards Ascari. As Blumjump picks up the fastest lap with a 23.3. We know these guys can go faster than that, we've seen them do it, but at the minute they're still running with around 14 to 15 laps of fuel on board. As Drew Cam is going for a run at A. Riley, but he's not going to be close enough this time. So he may have to wait again for the pit straight. Just try and stay close. Which he seems to have done fairly well. He's a little bit further back than he would have wanted to be, but he's still fairly close. Both get about the same sort of drive out of the final turn there. maybe just a little bit in the advantage of Drew, as Sir Jake has pitted now. Drew Cam thought about it but changed his mind, as Ryan's made a move there on Connor. And of course everyone's got past Sir Jake, who's just now exiting the pits on the fresh set of tyres, so let's see what he's on. Fresh set of softs. So if he's gentle with these, he should be able to take them to the end. That means he can't treat them like qualifying laps, otherwise he will need another set. Strange choice, I would have thought he'd have gone mediums. Drew Cam is still sitting on the back of A. Riley, he just can't find a way past, and Connor's having another look at the back of Ryan here. These are the closest two battles on track at the minute. There's not a lot else happening because everyone else is sort of spread out now. Connor is getting closer, though he did just lose a couple of tenths coming out of that last turn there, which definitely won't have helped his chances. But he is within 3 tenths, so he could potentially have a run here, but he's going to have to outbrake Ryan, which he does, and then takes a lot of curb and goes sideways. Oh, it looked like there was a bit of contact there between the two of them. And Connor does have to concede that position again. It's unfortunate, that was actually a really good move. It's just a pity he couldn't quite make it work, as they are nose to tail through the second chicane. Sorry, I almost said first chicane then. Round Lesmo. Again, Connor will get DRS here if he can get a good run out. I think he's too far back this time. He's going to have to do all that work again. These tyres should be working for him really well. He's been on these tyres a little bit now. 9 laps. They should have been working well for him for the last few laps, I would have thought. As Drew comes in very close to the back of A. Riley here. In fact, he may make a pass now before the DRS zone even comes up. He has, because A. Riley's just pitted. This Angry Dutch guy is also in the pits. And he throws on a set of softs. As A. Riley throws on a set of mediums. Let's get back on with our battles then. So Connor is still going at it with Ryan. Again, this is the closest on track. As I say that, I noticed Mad Max is just on the back of Mr. JC here as well. He's not close enough to make anything happen yet, as Mr. JC loses it and ends up in the grass in the middle of the chicane. So that is him down a position, which means nothing's happening there, as Sir Jake has just made a move on error there. I'm not sure if error made an error. Seemed like error had a bit of understeer there, as Joseph now pits as well, so that should be Drew Cam past him, and it is. And Connor is still fighting with Ryan. Well, let's see where Angry Dutch guy is, because he might be hoping for the undercut. He's still come out behind Sir Jake and Joseph, but he does seem to be a little bit closer. Sir Jake seems to be even closer to Joseph than he was. Connor there back up into P3. I would say Drew and Ryan may have to stop again, but Connor may be able to go the rest of the way. Another 10 laps. I mean, Drew and Ryan could carry those tyres out if they looked after them. Ryan and Error there with 3-second penalties. Jump on with Z-Mini, looks to be about to make a move on Grimmy here. And does go inside. And that is move done. We have a yellow flag sector 2. That is Mr. JC spinning round the wrong way again at Lesmos. And he has lost his left end plate. His Angry Dutch guy goes at 22.899 fastest lap. Connor back within about 3 or 4 tenths here of Ryan. But he's now got Joseph breathing down his neck as well. He'd still hang on for a good result here though, Connor. If he doesn't lose it at some point, hitting those sausage curbs definitely won't help that. Sit on board here with Joseph, who's going to look at a move on Connor straight away. And if he does, he takes that P3. No, he doesn't. Connor breaks it later than him and stays ahead. I thought that was move done. Connor now runs wide as Ryan picks up a 3-second penalty for cutting corners again, or exceeding track limits, same thing really. As Connor now picks as well. That repromotes Angry Dutch guy up into P4. Cam's got a 7.5 second lead, but I still think he'll have to stop again. So let's see what's happening. As Grimmy is passing a few people there as they're coming out of the pits. He's quite close to the back of his teammate. Ryan there, he is now having a run at these guys, and tyre wise, so Connor and Ryan have both gone on to fresh softs. Mr. JC's gone on to fresh softs as well. Grim's still hanging out those hogs. Drew Cam 13 laps on his mediums. I do think he'll be wanting to stop soon, come off of those tyres and just chuck on a fresh set of softs like everyone else has, and just try and finish in a good position, because he's already lost 2 seconds to Joseph, 2.5 now. He had a 7.5 second lead, it's now down to 5. As that was an audacious move there from Ryan, as Joseph goes 22.1 fastest lap. Ryan trying to make that move on Connor, as we have a yellow flag sector 3. Sure who that's for, because everyone does seem to be moving. It's definitely not Error or Mr. JC. So Mr. JC is about to be lapped, or just being lapped. He's just been lapped. That gap now to Joseph is down to less than 4 seconds. So Drew Cam is losing acres of time here. He's got to be thinking about coming in for a set of softs. So Jake picks up 3 seconds, so that's going to hand Angry Dutch guy P3 at this point. And as I said, I still think Drew Cam's coming in as well, which means that I don't think he'll be finishing on the podium either. Don't think Angry Dutch Guy's going to have quite enough this time around. He has a look, changes his mind, he knows it's too far back to make a lunge there. Nobody else is really close enough for anything to happen right now. Error's quite close to the back of Mad Max, but that's about all that's going on now. Too far back, doesn't make the move as Connor's getting very close to the back of Grimmy here. Having changed his tyres now, and Grimmy's still on those hards. You can see the pace difference already. He was almost a second behind not too long ago. He's now down to 3/10. I think this might be a move into Ascari, so we're going to sit on board with this. Grimmy just has a little tail step out there. That is a much better drive out of Lesmo there for Connor, who now takes P8 from Grimmy. Angry Dutch Guy going for another run at Sir Jake, and he is a bit closer this time. So he will go for that late break. Sir Jake knew it was coming and he has conceded that position. See what happens here with Grimmy, because he's got Ryan quite close to him and he's going to have DRS on Connor, but he ain't close enough, I don't think, to make anything happen. Nope, nothing yet, as that is Blumtrum off in the grass in Sector 1. He seems to really enjoy mowing the grass with his Ferrari. He's had a right good time mowing the grass around here. The officials will be very happy about that, keeping the grass nice and shortcut. So we've still got Sir Jake on the back of Angry Dutch Guy, and Joseph is now within 2/10 of Drewcam. I said that gap was coming down and those tyres wouldn't last. Probably going to lose that P1 here under DRS. Joseph is going for it, and that is move done, as I fully expected it would be there. That's why I'm surprised that Drewcam stayed out on those tyres. Thought he would have taken the option to pit maybe a couple of laps ago, but he's clearly chosen not to. Ryan is now passing Grimmy. So what else have we got happening? Drewcam's already outside the second behind Joseph. Joseph's just pulling away from him now, he's passed. Grimmy is the only one close enough to anyone for DRS, but that's the back of Ryan, who's already past him, and he's on plastic tyres. So I doubt we'll be seeing anything happen here, as he now goes outside that 1 second window. So everyone's all just spaced out now, as Grimmy just gets himself a 3-second penalty there. So let's have a little look at penalties. So that is Error, Grimmy and Sir Jake on 3 seconds and Ryan on 6. So those penalties will play a part in the final finishing order. Right now there's nobody really close enough. Error's getting close to the back of Mad Max, and we'll sit on with this for a couple of minutes. So that's Connor now with a 3-second penalty as well. As whilst we've not been paying attention too much because there's nobody close enough, Angry Dutch Guy has snuck up on the back of Drew Cam. So we could be seeing another person making a move on Drew Cam here. That is move done as well. Although Drew does seem to be fighting it a little. I mean, he's got 2 laps to go. Can Sir Jake now catch up as well? But then even if he does, he's got a 3-second penalty. So I think Drew Cam's actually done quite well here. He has actually, by the looks of it, secured P3. So with 2 laps to go then. So Jake is 3.2 seconds off of Drew Cam, and he needs to make another 3 seconds. So he's got to make up about 6.5 seconds if he wants to take P3. And he's got to get past Drew, which isn't going to be the easiest task. So I do very much doubt he's going to manage that, which leaves it Joseph, Angry Dutch Guy, Drew Cam as P1, 2 and 3 currently. And possibly, unless anything drastic happens, that will be our podium. Which I'm quite surprised. I thought I'd see Drew Cam coming in for a set of softs like the rest of the guys that were on the mediums there for a while. Error's got himself on the back of Mad Max again. So maybe Error will get a run here if he can get a good exit. As we have Blumchum DNF'd. Whoa, there's a big chunk of his wing. Lost it at the last turn. So that is Blumchum out of the race. Due to the fact it's so late in the race, we won't be getting a safety car or even a VSC. As Error is still on the back of Mad Max here, and he is trying to go for a move. He does get a slightly better run there out of turns 1 and 2 than Mad Max did, but Mad Max seems to have less downforce and is pulling away. Ooh, a little bit deep there from Error, that won't have helped. Still within 7.5, 8 tenths, which means you will have DRS pull him closer again. As the gaps come down between Ryan and Connor as well. Those two are fighting for position as Sir Jake appears to have pitted on the last lap, and he's put inters on. What on earth has he done that for? That was a strange choice. It was too late for a fastest lap, and you sure as hell didn't want to try it on inters. So that was quite the mistake to make, and possibly thrown away P4. So Z-Mini there on the back of A. Riley trying to fight it out for P4. And Ryan's getting slightly, ever so slightly closer to the back of Connor as well. So we will go on with the leader then as he comes out of the last turn now. And that is Joseph, P1. Angry Dutch Guy having a weave around there for P2. Drew Cam, well, the looks fit, playing a bit of a blinder and comes through in P3. Mr. JC there behind him in P12. And then A. Riley and Z Mini side by side as they cross the line. 0.014 split them in P4 and 5. And Connor in P6. We've just lost Ryan. As Grimmy comes through in P7. I'm not too sure. There's Ryan on the exit in the last turn. So again, that is Grimmy P7, and then Mad Max and Sir Jake came through, and so did Error in P8, 9 and 10, but I'm not sure what position they finished because it all disappeared off my screen, which was really helpful. So Z-Mini gets driver of the day from the game for the feature race. So we will give it the rundown then of the finishers once we let Joseph have his bit of fun with his champagne. As always, can't deny him his chance to spray run with his champagne. That's what it's all for. So there we go then. So Joseph P1 with the fastest lap of 1:22.165. Angry Dutch Guy P2, Drew Cam P3, A Riley P4, Battlesy Mini P5, Connor P6, Grimmy P7, Mad Max P8, Error P9, Sir Jake P10, Ryan P11, and then Mr. J. Well, Ryan didn't even finish; he crashed on the last lap. Mr. JC did finish, I believe, actually. Blumchum, RP Live, Quick Killers, Lewis, and Jim are all DNF. So that is the racing for the night complete. We shall be back again next week, and I shall be able to tell you where from. I just have to check this race schedule because I still forget. So next week will be Austria, and we will be back to our usual short qualifying, sprint race and feature race schedule. So again, I have been Mechanical, and I will see you next week.